Hi, Facets is a AI orchestrated self-serve infrastructure platform where we are enabling developers and DevOps do their day-to-day activities in a much more efficient and faster way. The dependency of developers on DevOps is something that creates a lot of bottlenecks, and this is exactly where Facets is coming into picture. Hi, I'm Manan Bhandari, working as a product manager, and today I'm going to talk about our platform called Facets. So starting with how we enable DevOps, Facets comes up with a starter pack where we provide with 150 to 200 Terraform modules, which are Facets compliant and which are completely maintained by Facets. Starting from infrastructure components like Kubernetes cluster, service, ingress, databases, you can find all these infrastructure components in that module library. So one advantage to the DevOps team or the end user is that they don't have to worry about the Terraform code that sits behind them or any of the upgrades and updates that are happening, which are taken care by Facets. These modules can be used across multiple teams, which brings in standardization. Just in case DevOps team is not able to find any infrastructural component in the module registry, they can use our agentic platform to prompt what exactly they are looking for, and the agent will build a production ready Terraform module for them. So once the module registry is ready with system modules that are provided by Facets and custom modules that are created by users using the agent, these modules are then used inside what Facets calls as projects. A project in Facets represents a product or a system, which you can think of it as a logical grouping of all the infrastructure components that belong together. Every project has an infrastructure blueprint and can have multiple environments associated with it. This brings us to the most powerful concept of Facets, which is called as blueprint. Blueprint basically is a single source of truth for your entire infrastructure, where you can drag and drop the modules that you have taken from the module registry and build your entire infrastructure as a blueprint. There is no Terraform code to write, no YAML to configure. All you need to do is fill a form for that particular resource and define the default configurations that are part of that blueprint. Now for companies that already have an existing infrastructure, what we call as brownfield environments, Facets onboarding agent can scan through all the entire infrastructure and bring it onto Facets as part of a blueprint in a project. Once your blueprint is ready, it acts as a master template to n number of environments you want to provision across any cloud provider from a single blueprint. Teams no longer maintain separate copies of infrastructure for each environment. There are no drifts, no inconsistencies across environments. One blueprint and infinite environments. To launch an environment, you just provide with handful of configurations, and within few clicks, you have an environment up and running. You can choose which subset of the blueprint you want to enable for a particular environment. For example, as a developer, I want to sandbox just a light version of my blueprint. All I need to do is enable only that subset of the blueprint and provision in the particular dev environment. From the default configurations, if I want to change any value for a particular environment, all I need to do is do some overrides. For example, a staging environment might use a smaller database instance, while a production might use a larger one. So once your environment is up and running, deploying changes is the next big challenge. In most teams, deployment are a source of anxiety. Facet solves this using something called as releases. Releases basically is a unified pipeline where it captures all your infrastructural changes, all the blueprint changes, override changes, and artifacts, and deploys all of them together in a single coordinated operation. Facets even gives you monitoring capabilities, and you can set up alerts and notifications so that when anything goes wrong, the right person is informed immediately. The entire platform is built with RBAC, which means that you can define exactly who can see what, who can use what across environments and projects. And now comes the best part. There is an in-house agentic platform called as Praxis, which is built on top of Facets. What makes Praxis genuinely powerful is that it has complete context of your entire infrastructure, every project, every environment, every resource, every configuration. This means that when you ask Praxis something, it's not giving you generic results. It knows your system. You can ask Praxis to write custom Terraform modules as a DevOps person, or you can ask Praxis to configure any of your particular resource. Just in case if a release is failing, you can ask Praxis to debug it, trace the error, and give you an RCA for it. If an alert is fired in an environment, Praxis can do a full detailed investigation and provide you with a clear report of what has exactly happened. All of this through natural language. You don't need to understand Terraform. You don't need to write any internals of your platform. All you need to do is prompt on what you want, and Praxis will do it for you. Beyond that, it also lets you build your own custom custom agent with specific capabilities tailored to your requirements and workflows. You can integrate Git accounts, cloud providers, Slack, and other external services, giving the agent the ability to read context from these systems or take actions when needed. One can even set up what we call as duties, which are scheduled tasks that an agent can perform automatically on a defined cadence. Think of it as giving your AI workforce a recurring job like auditing infrastructural cost. Every Monday morning, send a weekly environment health report to your team and Praxis will do it for you. So when you put it all together, starting from a curated Terraform module library bringing standardization, a single blueprint driving unlimited environments, and a unified release pipeline with monitoring and compliance, and on top of it, an agentic platform with full infrastructural context, what you get is a platform that fundamentally changes how engineering teams work with your infrastructure.